And I know he'll be excited for that 2,000-meter steeplechase, last event of the day. But you can see those women over on the far side. And Christina Aragon, looking out for her, the American. Again, another one who's over from those US trials, US championships. Kate Axford then, awfully excited to see what she can do. Fourth at the British champs over 5,000 meters in a lifetime best of 15:19. Incredibly strong, like so many of the women in this field. Tia Wilson as well, 4:14, massive personal best this year. Beth Morley, well, she knows how to win all right, 4:11 and lifetime best, and she's been representing Great Britain on the cross country short course in relays, and 10th to that British champs final just last week. But look at the internationals as well. We got Grete Tildum of Norway as well, Saki Takagara of Japan in here, Elise Thorner, just Melissa Tanaka as well of the United States, and Maddie Dedman at the bottom of the screen there did ever so well to make that British Championship final, and she has improved like no other this season. Worked her lifetime best down to 4:13, 11th at that British Championships, but she's just improved every single year for the last 6 years or so. And athletes looking for a bit of inspiration on how to just stay patient. She is certainly one.
No, this is certainly going to be a tight affair, you'd expect. Melissa Tanaka certainly going to be one to look out for, as you mentioned. Beth Morley, the number 236, starting out on that far left-hand side. There she is on your screen now. Pacemaker Louise Shanahan will know she's got to get away quite quickly, to be fair, to keep up with the field that's going to be closely followed behind her. So it's going to be a tough one to call here, Matt, for who could potentially take this.
There it is, Sarah Calvert, worth watching. Maddie Dedman mentioned her, 2:33, and 2:31. Tia Wilson there, Bedford and County athlete, 4:14. Studies up at Loughborough University, another Loughborough performing athlete. 2:25. Elise Thorner, steeplechaser. She'll enjoy stepping down in distance and also not having any barriers to go over. 2:23. Katie Pye, well, she is certainly not out of place in this field. 4:19. Her lifetime best set this year. Third at the English Schools Cross Country Championship. She's a GB International over the mud. Sixth in that A race at Loughborough. 9:09 for 3,000 meters. At just an under 17, she is inside the World Junior qualifying standard of 9:15. So she will have one eye on going to Peru for that World Junior Championships. A few nerves on the line there as we get away in this women's 1,500-meter A race. Blue ribbon event of track and field. Certainly in this current climate, Louise Shanahan is going to drift herself to the front. Look for that 66 first lap, operating that 2:12 tempo. And that would bring these women right around, well, 4:11, 4:10 mark. They're going to hope to close it out. Can we see a sub 4:10 clocking? Sarah Calvert, one of the closest, 8th of that British Championship final. She is there in the Livingston colours, the yellow with the green stripe down the right-hand side of her vest. Our right, her left. But Shanahan eases herself to the front. And we settle in here, Lewis. 250 metres into this women's 1,500 A race.
Yeah, poor Tilden, the number 226, just towards the back there, looked really, really nervous before getting away. A bit of a shake of the right leg, but I think she was pleased. Just that gun was to sound, and off we get going. Beth Morley obviously going to set them away, closely followed there by Tia Wilson. And there is Christina Aragon as well. So the two we picked out there, Matt, really setting the pace, the top two so far. But it's a bit of a close field, which is somewhat surprising. They're all quite tightly packed, to be fair. No one wanting to sprint away, all happy to try and keep their pace in this 1,500 A race.
This is what you would expect at this level as well. They're all just conserving energy. You can see Wilson just trying to hold off Maddie Dedman over on that top bend. Dedman just running a little bit wide, just needs to settle, trust herself a little bit at this stage in the race. She knows she can close. She did it twice on 2 occasions at that British Championships last weekend. So she comes into this with a lot of confidence, to be honest. And she even had the kind of matching of someone like Sarah Calvert, who's just Dedman just drifting around her. Kate Axford going to take closer order I think, in what, sort of a couple hundred meters time, and that's the American. Good to take note of her. 2:34. Aragon, a former world junior bronze medalist, over 1500. Hasn't quite lived up to that, if you like, but a 4:06 lifetime best and season's best as well, coming off those US trials. Morley and Aragon just stretching away. Wilson and Axford in third and fourth. We're coming to the business end of this 1500, Lewis.
Yeah, we were right on track as well. We were expecting at that pace at around 2:12 when we passed that 800-meter mark. We were bang on the money. And that is Morley there, steaming forward at the moment. Axford not too far away as well as Beth Morley just really setting the pace. It's a really, really good display so far, as there is the American Christina Aragon just moving up towards that, nearer towards Beth Morley, in towards that final 500 meters now. And again, as we expected here, Matt, Beth Morley and Christina Aragon, these two are going to really push each other all the way to the finish line. We could be looking at around the maybe even a sub 4:10. We'll wait and see as we cross and that bell goes. It's going to be a tight one here, Matt.
Well, you can see how strong out this field is. This is going to be inside 4:10. I think they've got to close in a 68-second lap. That is very, very doable for these women. For someone like Morley, she's strong. She can do it on the cross, and she can do it on the track. Here goes Aragon here. Morley needs to not lose safe. She needs to just hold her there. Just keep that gap. Hang on until that final 100. You never know what might happen, but Aragon just drifts clear. And actually, for a 4:06 1500 runner, this is set up perfectly for her. She's bided her time. She hasn't had to lead a step. And now she can pour it on over this final 200 meters. The American, the former world junior medalist in 2016 over the 1500, is easing her way ahead of Morley, who's now suffering. She's going to come under threat, by the way, from Kate Axford, that fast finisher. Kate Axford, that 5,000 meter strength, seems to be running well in third. Tia Wilson a little bit further back. Thorner as well. No one can stop Aragon here. She's back on the lights, and she's going to steam clear. Watch the clock, ladies and gentlemen. Inside 4:06. Oh, just outside 4:06.5. Morley, can she be rewarded with a lifetime best? Fades on the line. 4:12. Much of the same for her this season. Tia Wilson close to her lifetime best as well. Maddie Dedman, just a bit of fatigue. Sarah Calvert as well, for the highs of the British Championships last weekend. You're going to get that. You got to expect it after those two races last weekend. But wow, good running for that women's 1500 A race. I'm just looking out for Katie Pye somewhere in there. That Aldershot Farnham and District youngster crossed the line. And Lewis, I don't know if you caught her, but did she get inside 4:19? Was it another lifetime best for that junior?
Potentially couldn't quite see. I was trying to see the timings with Beth Morley. I think she was just in around that 4:7. It was super, super tight. The poor old with Christina Aragon, sorry, in the 4:7s. Beth Morley trying her absolute best to keep up with Christina Aragon as best as she could, but just with that 250, 300 meters in that stretch, the American just stepping it up a notch and was able, as you say, perfect situation for her to really get going. I want to say she was in that 4:7. Beth Morley, have to see. We'll have to wait for confirmation from them timings. But it's a really, really good display from Christina Aragon.
Was indeed, and you can just see here, she sat in second. She let Morley do the hard yards through that midsection, and got to give credit to Morley. She is never fazed by working hard and putting herself in those uncomfortable positions. She's always taking a race on, but Aragon just a little smarter, a little bit more patient, and being rewarded. She's going to be close to that lifetime best and bouncing off of that US Championships a few weeks ago. Morley, Axford on the line. Is that at least Dorna coming through? Maybe Tia Wilson. Just have to look a bit closer. There's Maddie Dedman, Calvert. So, yeah, couldn't see Katie Pye. But that's just a different in class, isn't it? That winning margin from the Americans. So, strong running from her. Great to have her over here at the British Milers Club. And we'll see if we get confirmation of those results. 1500 C race up next for the women. There we go. 4:6.96. Just outside her lifetime best. Or Pye just fading back to that 4:24. And perhaps just a slightly aggressive start. It was quick for someone like her. Axford, big lifetime best. Dorna, yep, 4:13. That's another lifetime best for her. Her season going strength to strength. Tia Wilson, another lifetime best as well. So plenty of PBs in that women's 1500 A race.